Thank you so much for joining me today on Coffee With. You'll notice that we are not at the coffee shop. We're at Dr. Kenya Gaskin's office over on Clay Street. What is your address, Dr. Kenya?
2121 D Clay Street.
Okay, 2121 D Clay Street. You're right next door to County Market in that little shopping center. And we are here in her office, and it's been an interesting morning.
It has. It has.
Tell me a little bit how you decided to become a chiropractor.
It's not a life-changing story. I wasn't in a bad accident or anything like that. Actually, I had to be honest with myself. I had intended to become a medical doctor. And you know how you go to programs and they say they're going to weed out? Well, they definitely weeded me out at Rush Presbyterian College. I went to a summer internship in Chicago, and I saw amputation, good shot rooms, different things that let me know the medical field wasn't quite for me. So my senior year down at Alcorn, I was like, what can I do? And I thought about physical therapy. And I was actually getting ready to prepare for everything I needed for that when a recruiter from a different college that I actually attended came to town. And I started looking into it and said, okay, well, this is something that I might be interested in. And but it wasn't until I got into the program of chiropractic, and I actually used to have extremely bad menstrual cramps. Like the first hour or two they come on, I can't function. They're just that painful. Well, I actually got adjustment within 4 hours of it coming on, and I had no pain. I didn't have to take any medication, and I was completely sold from a personal standpoint on me. But I was already in the program, so I was still having a little doubts, but that sold it on, okay, this is something that I love. And I love the patient-doctor relationships that I have established with and through chiropractic.
And how long have you been a chiropractor?
Since 1999, that's when I graduated. But I've been in Vicksburg practicing for 11 years.
Well, let's talk about some of the different treatments that you offer in your office. You have your adjustment table, and
one of the main things I do with chiropractic is do chiropractic adjustment, and that's basically help put the bones back in alignment. So I have 2 rooms designated for that. One with a regular table, has more of soft batting to it, and that's easier to do backs and necks, and for patients to sit down. It's low enough where I can work on shoulders, and also if I have to do a neck adjustment while they're seated. I have another room that has a table called a high-low table, and you do Thompson drops on those, and you also do other type of manipulative therapy, dealing with the low back or even with the neck or mid-back.
And then you also have a massage therapy room.
I do, and I actually do the massages myself. I used to have some massage therapists, and a lot of the patients come in with severely deconditioned muscles that are so tight. Most times they don't realize that they're actually that tight. So we have to address the muscles, because muscles move the bone in order to achieve a good adjustment.
And I happen to know that you do deep tissue therapeutic massage.
I do therapeutic massage. Very rarely will I do a relaxing mental release type of massage, but I do therapeutic, manual therapy massages, trigger point release, active release therapy. So everything I do, you might have a little bit of bruising, not often. It just depends if you're easily to bruise, but the idea is to achieve and to break down those muscles or adhesions or scar tissues that you have in your body.
Okay, Kenya, we're going to go showcase some of those rooms that you were talking about, and also your one of your other treatment rooms where you have several different tables. I know right behind you there's an E-stim machine. Do you want to talk a little bit about E-stim?
The electric muscle stimulator is good for patients that have muscle pain, but they have that soreness where they can't take an actual massage or any type of manual therapy. So it is set to a patient's tolerance. It feels a little creepy crawly, but it's a very good machine to use. Also, we have a ultrasound machine below that I use for patients that it's taking them a longer time to heal, or if they strain a muscle in their ankle, in their neck, on their wrist. We use the ultrasound for that. It gives out sound waves, so it has a deeper penetrating healing property than just putting a patient on heat or ice. But basically, I want to put you in the position of least resistance. That's why your neck is in the headpiece, and you have that cut, the slit with your face, and you're able to breathe. But also, this also allows your spine to open up. The spine is much like the shingles of a house. and this is allowing to drop down where I can do a upward motion towards your head to achieve an adjustment.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now, you're very tight. I want to do a little bit of muscle work to relax the muscles around the spinous, also around the rib heads where they connect into the spine. You're a little tight right in this area.
And I always am when I come here.
Yes, and most time when a person come in for their first adjustment, we would have done an orthopedic and neurological exam, so we know exactly what we're doing. But Robyn is an established patient, if you're okay with me
That's fine.
divulging that. And so I kind of know exactly what's going on with Robyn. Now, most time I like to adjust from the opposite side of the table, but in this case, so that you can see what's going on, I don't know if you heard that.
I didn't know she was really going to do an adjustment. She did.
You got a freebie today. You were tight in there. But what we want to do is put her back in alignment. The purpose of putting the patient back in alignment is to allow the most time nerves, the vertebrae either rotate to the right or to the left. They can also rotate going up or down. So by palpating, that's another word for touch, we can also find what's the proper way to adjust the patient. There are different techniques that we can use. Right now we're using part of the Palmer package, which is from Palmer College of Chiropractic, in which we're laying the patient flat down in the prone position and we're setting up and achieving adjustment. The table you're on now is called a high-low table, and basically what it does, it has allows the table to come upright, because a lot of patients when they're in pain, especially with the low back, it's difficult for them to sit up, roll over again, sit back up again, we recheck. So sometimes it's easy to put you on the high-low table. And it also has pieces in which once you set it up to the patient's weight, they will pop up underneath the patient. And what we're going to do is just set up on the patient and you do a thrust going straight down, and that will help to achieve the adjustment to the low back. You can also work in the thoracic area and on the cervical bones, but I very rarely use that on the patients in my office, the drop technique in the cervical. Nothing wrong with it, it's just that most patients aren't familiar with chiropractic care, so I try not to feed into that fear and to just try other techniques that they can't sense what I'm about to do.
And Kenya, I know recently I've seen you on Facebook and you've been giving us some tips pretty much every day, and I always go in and read those. I think that's very helpful and interesting. So if people aren't friends with you on Facebook, they should go to Facebook and look
They
for
can
you.
look up Gaskin Family Chiropractic, like us, and then you'll be able to get some of those tips also. And also we do a lot of promotions. We have sales on massages, those type of things on Facebook that we're not using regular media but social media to get out to the public.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today on Coffee With and for inviting us over to your clinic. You know, I've been coming to you for several years now, and I really didn't realize you did all of this.
Yes, we do muscle work. We do the chiropractic adjustments. We do exercises for the patients. We help with work injuries, auto accident injuries. If you are pregnant and you are hurting, we help you with that different pain also. And carpal tunnel and the TMJ have been some of the most recent type conditions that have been coming into the clinic. So we've been having a lot of success, especially with old carpal tunnel injuries.
Okay. Well, Chris is going to flash your information up on the screen, your phone number, your address, your do you have a website?
Yeah, but it's down now.
Okay. Well, you know, people can find you on Facebook, and they can call and make an appointment and come by and see you. And thank you so much.
Oh, I appreciate you.